These are the words of Chief Seattle, spoken during his 1854 speech.
The great chief in Washington sends word that he wishes to buy our land. The great chief also sends us words of friendship and goodwill. This is kind of him, since we know he has little need of our friendship in return. But we will consider your offer. For we know that if we do not sell, the white man may come with guns and take our land. How can you buy or sell the sky, the warmth of the land? The idea is strange to us. If we do not own the freshness of the air and the sparkle of the water, how can you buy them from us? We are part of the earth, and it is part of us. The perfumed flowers are our sisters. The deer, the horse, the great eagle, these are our brothers. The rocky crests, the juices in the meadows, the body heat of the pony and man all belong to the same family. So, when the great chief in Washington sends word that he wishes to buy our land, he asks much of us. The shining water that moves in the streams and rivers is not just water, but the blood of our ancestors. If we sell you land, you must remember that it is sacred, and that each ghostly reflection in the clear water of the lakes tells of events and memories in the life of my people. The water's murmur is the voice of my father's father. There is no quiet place in the white man's cities, no place to hear the unfurling of leaves in spring or the rustle of insects' wings. But perhaps it is because I am savage and do not understand. The air is precious to the red man, for all things share the same breath. The beast, the tree, the man, they all share the same breath. The white man does not seem to notice the air he breathes. The earth is our mother. Whatever befalls the earth befalls the sons of the earth. If men spit upon the ground, they spit upon themselves. This we know. The earth does not belong to man. Man belongs to the earth. This we know. All things are connected like the blood which unites one family. All things are connected.
The fragmentation of society generated by our greed, fear, and ambition is taking shape. We are being clearly shown that we are one with the earth. We are one being. The basic elements of life, earth, water, fire, air, and space, live within everything that exists, find their own balance, regardless of our will or expectations. It is the beginning of survival, which also comes with the chance of not repeating the same mistakes. Our interdependence is now visible as never before. Together, let us take this new awareness to heart. Mahatma Gandhi's vision on Sarvodaya, the upliftment of all, which places in its center ahimsa, the practice of nonviolence, and satya, truth, as its foundation, leads us to reflect on the possibility to reconstruct the society with the power of love. We are all interconnected in this world mandala, a circle of peace and harmony recalled by the dream of our ancestors. In the Sarvodaya habitat, words like education, development, poverty, empowerment, justice, democracy, governance, dialogue, security, information, and so on reflect not the needs of a collapsing global system, but the vision of the people who are ready to overcome paralysis in the face of structural violence and instead serve a culture of peace at the heart level, that is, with ahimsa and truth. With the aspiration to achieve Sarvodaya, the Indian Nonviolent Revolution has experimented with the constructive program of Mahatma Gandhi, a guide of action for Satyagraha, the insistence on truth, and the reaffirmation of ahimsa in practice. Through communal unity or communal harmony, the people of India have experimented with self-managed and self-supported constructive works implemented on the path towards autonomy. Meanwhile, they were struggling against injustice. They were rebuilding their society from within, using heart, hands, and head at the disposal of the common goal of independence. Community unity, united in diversity and respect for the all species of the planet. Living memory of this knowledge is given through many examples of social integral rebuilding that are taking place on the planet with the intention to overcome this civilizational crisis. It is well worth to mention about the empathic relationship between Gandhiji's nonviolence and the indigenous people, the original people, the Adivasis, the Aboriginal people, the people. As we learn from the Nahuatl people from the northern Sierra of Puebla. We are Masewalme, we just are people. People who respect the earth, people who respect the people, people who live in the original way, that is the way of community unity. The so-called governance is when one human being, one of us, can serve the community by being honest in the heart. There is no space for ambition and greed. The leaders, only elected by the community, learn from a young age how to serve the needs of the people. This is how they acquire knowledge and skills for representing their community during the different stages of life. As we learn from the Virarika people, the sacred sites are those that encompass the 5 elements of nature. They are the main order on which the community is sustained. From the sacred sites rise the village. Its governance derives from the ancestral knowledge carried by the wise elders, the Maracate, through their chants invoked by the memory. The sites of power have been chosen by the divinities during the walk that started from darkness, from Haramara, the deity of water, the origin of life. During the walk in search of light, they encountered the different elements, and finally, at the top of the sacred mountain, Mireunar, they found fire. When it rose in the sky to spread its light, the fire became our Father Sun, Tayeu. This message of truth, understood beyond time and space, is a mandate farther than politics, to exercise justice, education, health, and the different components of the social system according to the primordial principle of life is a duty and a right. Mythology and governance. As we learn from the Maya people, the understanding of restitution is the one that governs us. Restitution means to restore something removed or taken, and is implicit amongst all our relationships. Gratitude, and restitution reflect the balance between spiritual and political universes. Kolnal in the Mayan language means farmer. The word is composed of two parts, kol, which means to pick or to take, and nal, corn. The recognition of one to be a person that picks or takes something is the first step towards restitution. Gratitude and restitution of the earth from what we take is a ceremony to honor life. Allow the earth to rest. Restoration is to understand the history that has been hidden. The path is to recognize our sources and our ancestors through our collective memory and act together for its restitution. As we learn from the Yoreme nation, where the river is born, high in the mountains, glacial ice runs through the water, falling down into the sea. In this runoff resides the Yoreme nation. May our spirit run into the crystalline ice water of the river. Take care of the river as you would it for yourself. Each of us are made from a drop of water fallen into the river many years before. We are grateful to the river for having given us the intelligence to understand that the raccoon, the deer, the mesquite, the maguey, and the all beings came before us. They are our great-grandparents. So they are also humans. We are the same. We all are alive. Everything belongs to the earth. Everything is given back. It is not destroyed. We are for this system of peace with the nature. Yanti Anguame Inyorem Noki, our language, means peace for the whole world. As we learn from the Yaqui nation, governance is to live in peace, in harmony and solidarity, by serving the community in accordance to the values of our identity, of our language, our way of seeing the universe, our conception of history, and preservation of our territories. It requires the practice of what creates cohesion and respect for diversity in the social and natural life. Huya Anya, Mother Nature, is the one who has provided over time the essentials for our existence. The territory is not just a space where we live, it is where we exist. If not that, this has to have a purpose of coexistence that is given by the traditional authorities, our elders, Yoora. The self-governance of our tribe is where the community and socio-political practices of all our past existence is summarized. Like our ancestors, we will continue struggling to defend our autonomy and freedom. The common good requires sacrifice, participation, obligation. Now it is our time to be here. Before there were others, and so it will be later on. We walk through time. We are a point in time. We are Yoreme, the people who know respect. Meanwhile, what we were thinking to be certain in a system pushed to the limit is now disintegrating. We are meeting among different cultures that are seeking the same purpose of peace, justice, and freedom. We have wounded that kill each other as siblings. We have done the same to the other species. Now we need to learn how to see with other eyes, the eyes of the humans that we are and that we have forgotten to be. A flower grows according to the generosity of Mother Nature. In this moment, many beings are taking birth while others are dying. We have to learn from the school of the earth.
Victoria, Planetea, Victoria, Planetea, Victoria, Planetea, Victoria, Planetea, Jai Jagat, Jai Jagat, Jai Jagat, Pukare ja, Jai Jagat, Jai Jagat, Jai Jagat, Pukare ja, Jai Jagat, Jai Jagat, Jai Jagat, Pukare ja. ये वाला ये फिर से करें la 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 la